Welcome to 2K Sports for another edition of NBA basketball. Alongside Greg Anthony, Coach Stan Van Gundy, and our reporter, the Hall of Famer David Aldridge, I'm Kevin Harlan. And tonight, we'll be joined by the man with his finger on the pulse of the NBA, no one better than Shams Charania. Shams, it is so great to have you courtside with us.
Well, Kevin, thank you so much. Talking basketball is what and honestly, we were born to do, so let's do it.
And look at the guys by our side, man. We all love this game. Let's go right into it. And for a look at how the competition stacks up right now, here's the latest edition of the Power Rankings. They tell a great story. They've achieved some upward momentum, climbing to the 5th spot on the board.
Well, I think for the Magic, they've had an interesting start to the year. Lately, they've put together some nice wins, and you get the general sense that their confidence is growing.
Now let's take a look at the Bulls' opening lineup. Vucevic in at center with Williams next to him. Jones is out there with White. And it's Buzelis in at the 3 spot. And for the Magic, sliding in at the wing, we'll see Caldwell Pope and Wagner. Underneath, in the post, it's Banchero and Carter Jr. And it's Suggs in at the point. And the Magic start out with the ball. Shams for the Bulls, the overall approach has seemed to be steady as she goes, stay in our lane, business as usual. But do you think that'll continue?
And business has been good, Kevin. One of the best attendance rates in the league. But listen, this is a Bulls organization that has to figure out its right direction and see how they can continue to build and find a way to build from the ground up and reach new heights, whether it is going a more rebuilding route, a more in the middle route, versus going and really taking big swings. I think this is an organization that is very much trying to find their direction.
Oh, you're kind of setting the table. A lot could happen with this team. Good stuff. Over in the corner, Caldwell Pope buries the long-range jumper.
Well, he shoots a solid clip from deep. Caldwell Pope took advantage.
Pass to Vucevic. And the foul on Wendell Carter. That is his first foul of the game.
Well, that's a very early foul for him. Needs to be more careful and not pick up a second one this quarter.
Now here's Vucevic. It's Williams, high post. Bulls moving the ball around. He's off on that one. Good work defensively by Carter. Orlando's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. Jones, no one around him. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Jones has got 5 points so far. And Wagner's got the ball here for the Magic. Wagner has screen on Jones. Suggs passes to Carter. Here's Banchero. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
Oh, the defense puts contact on Banchero inside, but he just bullies right through it.
Williams sets a screen for Jones. Down low. And finished off by Williams.
Yeah, his athleticism more than makes up for his lack of size. Allows him to compete even against bigger guys.
Now, here's Wagner. Against Charlotte, he was really on his game. No good. For Chicago, they've gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game. Jones drives in, Buzelis, no one around him. His three-pointers off the mark. Orlando trailing here, and the league continuing, Johns, to tweak the rules around replay review. But would you set a time limit to maybe tweak it a little bit?
Have to, right? Especially some of these games and the way they're ending. It's something to try if you can't find a cause to really overturn in a minute or two. Let's keep this game moving. I think we all love a free-flowing game.
I agree. Now here's Vucevic, following the missed shot by Franz Wagner. Over to the left wing. Back to Vucevic. Outside Williams. Shot clock at 5. Offline with his 3.
I can't believe he missed that 3. Regardless, that's not a shot the defense should be giving it.
Banchero against Jones. The Magic again can't hit. The Orlando Magic coming to this one after the win against the Hornets in Charlotte.
Yeah, their long-range artillery hit the mark more often than not. A great equalizer when you're on the road.
Well, they shot it well because of how selfless they were. You need that kind of chemistry and cohesion on the road.
Now, here's Suggs. Still scoreless. Here's Carter. An amazing finish with a hand right in his face. And that ties it up.
Well, this is Carter Jr. taking what he wants, regardless of the defense.
Here's White, and White slams it in.
And once he gets clear off the screen, there is no stopping him.
No, not when there's a flush waiting to happen.
Well, give credit to the screener there. That's how you help free up your teammates.
They grabbed their own miss. Lob pass to Wagner. Trying to go for an alley-oop, but excellent defense and anticipation there to stop it. Jones from outside. Bangs home the trifecta. Jones has got 8.
What a great sign for this team. Jones shooting it with conviction.
And now the first timeout called here for the Magic.
Get out, Orlando, you garbage.
And who doesn't love stats? Here are some numbers for Paolo Banchero. Averaging about 27 points a game, 8 rebounds, and 4 assists. And with his skill set on the offensive end, he is such a threat on the floor.
Yeah, he's the kind of guy that makes life easier for his teammates. He demands so much defensive attention.
Caldwell Pope dishes to Carter. Pass to Banchero. The Magic again can't hit.
Well, you can tell he's forcing things a bit at the moment. He's been trying to get it going, but this hasn't been his quarter.
A shot by Williams, no good.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
Hey, Shams, I know you cover the league like no one else, but I've seen your jump shot. You have a sweet J. You must have played organized ball, I'm assuming.
I played a little bit in high school, Kevin, but once I got cut in high school, that's when I knew my career path would have to trend into what I'm doing now, into writing and covering the NBA. But listen, I have a lot of confidence in my jump shot, watching the players like Steph Curry shoot the basketball. I'm not trying to give any comparisons, but I do love to shoot the ball. That is the one thing I know I can do decently on the floor.
I know. I love your answer.
Not much else, but I can shoot.
Here's Banchero. The Bulls getting the bucket. Carter with a screen on Williams. Banchero, that's good. Banchero's got 5.
Excellent work in the screen and roll. Banchero solid at knowing when to shoot in those sets.
It's time now to hear from our Hall of Fame reporter, David Aldridge. What's the latest, David?
Hey, Kevin. Bulls coach Billy Donovan keeps perspective. He says, I used to come back from a tough road loss, go straight to the office and pull an all-nighter, trying to figure out what went wrong. My highs were too high and my lows were too low. You have to realize so much of it is just luck, the breaks of life. Kevin?
That's right, D.A. We respect Billy Donovan as much as any coach in the NBA. But a good outlook there, you're right. Hey, thank you. Now, Buzelis, after Paolo Banchero misses from long range. Buzelis' shot is good.
And at his size, Buzelis handles the ball really well, which makes him especially effective in pick and roll.
And the officials will call the illegal screen right there. Here we are in November, and let's see how things are going out east in the early season. You look at the Bulls. They're in second, looking to take over the first spot. And, of course, there's the Magic, 9 games back.
Seeing where Chicago is, they've been taking no prisoners here in the early part of the season. It's been a very fast start and a lot of focus for this group.
Yeah, and it's to no one's surprise. This is a well-run, well-coached organization. They have a strong culture. They're going to be a tough out for anyone.
And Billy Donovan decides to call timeout. He wants to talk to his guys. Gary Harris is checked in for the Magic. Black comes in for Jalen Suggs. Shams, with as often as you've interacted with front offices all over the NBA, have you noticed any changes with how franchises operate with both the players and the media and that relationship and where it may be headed?
Everything has to be more specialized now in the organizations, but you're seeing true partnerships develop with teams and their players, especially their top players. But teams have to pay more attention now to data, to metrics than ever before. And the relationship between your top players in the organization, that is very, very important. And the teams that do a good job of managing relationships, of managing expectations, that is clearly what separates the elite teams with the bottom teams. And certainly players in today's generation are very, very polished when it comes to the media.
Oh, you framed that so well. That free throw, good from Banchero.
And a big man who can do a little bit of everything. Banchero's future is certainly bright.
There's a screen by Collins. Here's Dosunmu. It's not going to go for him. Some solid defense from Harris. Shoots. And there's Banchero on the assist from Harris. And now just a 1-point Bulls lead. Now Dosunmu. Looking at his numbers, he averages a bit over 9 points a game. Gets it to fall. The bucket from Huerter.
And they don't want to get in a habit of giving him open looks from three. First quarter still, but not who you want to leave open.
Now here's Anthony. He had 15 points last outing. Wagner, beautiful dish, and the layup goes down.
Well, that's where Wagner can bully you. So strong in close.
Anthony against Ball. Driving inside. No one near Huerter as he lets it fly. No good with the triple. Here's Anthony. Can't tie it up as that one misses. The Bulls have gone 50% from the field in the first quarter, 8 of 16. And they call an illegal screen here.
And guys, point of emphasis for the league is to really crack down on illegal screens.
Yeah, and yet we still see it a lot. It's a tough thing to police.
And Shams, I've always wondered, watching you, reading you, when did you first fall in love with the NBA? And when did you decide to cover it?
Really, when I was around 10, 11 years old, I grew up in Chicago right as the Bulls dynasty was starting. I wasn't quite old enough, but I was old enough to see some of those scrappy Bulls teams in the mid-2000s. And basketball was always a part of the national discourse, but also part of my life playing it, and then now being someone that's able to inform the audience and the public.
You know what? I'm looking up and down this table. I think we all feel the exact same way.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
That's good from Ball. And here is Anthony, still without a basket. Pass to Wagner. Now Harris. Clock at 6. Here's Banchero. Basket is good. The assist from Harris. Banchero's got 12 points in the game.
Well, if they can come back and take the lead, This will be because he's carrying it. This quarter's been all about him and his offense.
And it's Dosunmu with the jam.
The D just kind of stepping aside and letting him get to the rim.
There's a reason, GA, the lead is what it is right now.
Well, that's too easy. As he says, let me add to my highlight reel.
Time called here. The Magic decide to talk it over. Here's the 2K leaderboard. These teams have been fantastic from three-point land in the last 10. The Bulls in second.
Well, this has been a hot three-point shooting team, and it starts with their passing, moving the ball to get quality looks.
Outside Anthony. Knocks it loose. Pass to Wagner. Harris outside. 5 to shoot. And here's Banchero. Stolen by Collins. Herter with it. Picked up by Harris. And too much time in the lane. They get called for the 3-second violation. Shams, we know you grew up in Chicago. I'm assuming you grew up a Bulls fan. Who didn't? And you had to have a favorite player growing up with those terrific teams.
I was a big-time fan of hoops in general. Definitely someone for me was Kobe Bryant. That someone wasn't a Bulls player. We almost got him one year, but that was someone I grew up watching. Kevin, did you have a favorite team or player growing up?
Well, I love Kobe. I called every season of LeBron and every season of Kobe Bryant. And Bryant actually did stuff for 2K. As you know, not too long ago, before his passing, he sat down for a couple hours. But I hate to rank them because Kobe, Jordan, and LeBron are all right there at the very, very top. Hard to beat Jordan, right?
Very hard to beat Jordan. Obviously, the GOAT, the greatest of all time. Kobe, for me, watching growing up, that was the closest thing that I had.
And it's the Magic with the ball after the Bulls pick up 2. Wagner finds Harris. Now, here's Banchero. 6 to shoot. That one falls through. It's his 6th make from the floor this game, now 6 for 10.
Well, there's no question he's carrying the load in this quarter, but he's going to need some help. There's a screen by Collins. And it's Dosunmu with the jam.
And he just dangles from the bucket after sending that one through.
And you can see which team has the swagger right now. About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Black the pass to Banchero. Buzelis grabs the board. Here's Ball over in the corner. Dosunmu. Off target there. That would have pushed the lead to double digits. The 3 from Anthony. What a play. Simply drains it in at the buzzer.
Big time shot to beat the buzzer there. My goodness.
Oh, man, that's like stealing 3 points. Big time finish to the quarter.
And that concludes the first quarter of play. Bulls lead by 4. And we'll be back shortly for the start of the second quarter. And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. And a closer look here at the hustle stats for the Bulls.
Well, they're playing with great pace, pushing the ball up the floor and attacking before the defense can get set.
And the other thing, I love how they're playing up tonight, getting into ball handlers and forcing some turnovers.
Here's Jones. 12 points his last outing. When you look at the NBA, Shams, any changes you'd like to see?
To me, it's having players stay healthy, right? I would love to have a rule that players just play and the top players are there playing the most meaningful moments of regular season games and allowing players to have freedom defensively. And the league can find plenty of other ways to discourage players, but to allow players to really be there in the big moments, to defend at a high level. And I would just love to have a healthy serum that we can spread around the league and keep these guys on the floor.
I think here at the table, we're all nodding our heads, looking up and down. We all agree completely with what you're saying. So the Bulls 5 right now. Vucevic in at center with Williams next to him. White is out there with Trey Jones. And it's Herter in at the small forward. That free throw good from Caldwell Pope.
Yeah, Caldwell Pope isn't a guy that shoots a ton of free throws, but he makes them count.
And Caldwell Pope drops them both.
Well, he's been very good at the line, and we all know free throws can make or break you in the end.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one.
And this season, he's maintained very good form at the line, shooting at about an 83% clip.
Shooting 2.
First free throw is good. And both free throws good for Williams. The Magic trail by 4. Joseph looking around. To the paint, looking for Carter. He gets it there. And then Carter with the jam.
Well, watch Carter Jr.'s control. He sets a solid screen and then shifts right to his spot.
You communicate so much with NBA GMs. You talk with owners. You talk with personnel people. Knowing what they do, what is an overlooked part of how they operate their day-to-day jobs with these NBA teams?
A few things for me, Kevin. It is the relationships with agents, with other teams. Are they trusted? Do they have the trust of others? That is of importance, certainly. And how well connected are they within the organization? How are they building their own front offices in their own buildings? But their thirst for information, their ability to use information to strategize, that is something that occurs every single day. Because if you know something is happening with a specific team, that could shape how you want to strategize your team moving forward.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
Carter with a screen on Jones. Caldwell Pope on the wing. Wagner outside. Shot clock at 6. Carter with the 3. Chicago grabs the miss. They defeated the Wizards in their last game.
Well, it helps when your opponent makes that many mistakes. I thought that was the story of the game.
Yeah, you got to think Coach will show this one as an example of what not to do. You got to take care of the ball.
Now here's Joseph. He has yet to score. Black kicks to Joseph. And it's denied. Now here's Herter. He's covered closely. White against Caldwell Pope. Goes up from the top of the key, and the jumper is on the mark. White's got 4 this quarter.
And at the offensive end, he's done about as much as they could have hoped for today.
Caldwell Pope outside. Carter with a screen on White. Here's Caldwell Pope. Down it goes for his 3rd basket in as many tries.
Well, there's the determination from KCP. He'll go right at you.
Carter against Jones.
Well, he's going to have to watch himself now. It's a little early for that second foul.
The Bulls have yet to miss from the free throw line. They're 3 for 3.
And they've done some really nice work at the foul line, knocking down 80%
shooting 2.
And that one falls for Jones.
Well, you like the passion Jones steps on the floor with, especially for being so undersized.
Suggs, he's checked in for Orlando. He hits both from the stripe.
Yeah, nice job of drawing the contact and creating opportunities at the line.
Blanketed by the D, he fights to the rim for the layup.
Yeah, staying committed inside. Suggs takes the contact but gets it to go.
In the corner, Huerter with it. And that comes off the assist by Jones. Huerter's got the lead up to 7 now for the Bulls. Pass to Suggs. Carter outside. Wagner left side. Caldwell Pope with it. Here's Suggs. Trying to answer back, but that three is off the mark. And let's head over to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Kevin, Kobe White became one of the top candidates last season for Most Improved Player. He says, I always tried to just let the work show. I wanted to prove that I could be a starting guard in this league. I've just got to continue to get better every day, be aggressive, and be who I am. Kevin, back to you.
All right, D.A., love that attitude. Here is Carter. The Bulls knocking down the three. Rebound by the Bulls. Vucevic has got his 4th rebound in this one. Jones, the pass to White. And it's Vucevic in the corner. Off target from three-point range. The Magic trail by 10. Here's Suggs. And it's in there. Suggs has got 4 points this quarter.
Just no resistance inside at all. They are feasting. This is a straight buffet.
It is. It's a big one. And load the plate. Now here's White. He picked up 18 points in their last win against Washington. Vucevic a screen on Suggs. Here's White. The kick out to Williams. And a miss there on the triple. Magic have gotten just over 50% of their shots to drop here in the second quarter. They're 5 for 9. And Suggs throws it down.
And hard to decide which was better, the pass, the catch, or the slam.
Oh, there's no wrong answer. Sensational alley-oop. Now here's Jones. 13 points in the game. White goes in, and that comes off the assist by Jones. Jones has got 3 assists in the game. Time call here. The Magic decide to talk it over. Orlando making some changes. Paolo Banchero's checked in for Mo Wagner. And it's Franz Wagner in for Caldwell Pope. Collins checked in for Chicago. Josh Giddey comes in for Kevin Huerter. The Magic trail by 8. Here's Suggs. He's coming off a 10-point game against Charlotte. And that one, good.
And that's a tough basket. That speaks to how determined Wagner is close to the rim.
Wagner against White. Collins setting the pick for White. And it's Giddey in the corner. From outside, off the mark. And here's Banchero. He'll bring it up for the Magic. Pass to Wagner. Carter with a screen on White. Wagner from long range. Drills it from outside. And now just a 3-point Bulls lead.
Well, it's a luxury that Wagner is so versatile in the two-man game.
Jones dishes to White. And that comes off the assist by Jones. White's got 12 in the game.
Well, what a quarter he's had. You can tell he's in the flow. They should be looking for him every possession.
Carter sets the pick for Suggs. For the three. And Vucevic pulls it down. Vucevic has got 5 rebounds tonight. Giddey against Suggs. Vucevic setting the pick for Giddey. Jones for 3. Good for the 5th time in 5 shots. He remains perfect.
He's going to force them to have to make adjustments. That's number 4 in terms of triples in the half.
Here's Banchero. He gets that one.
They did a better job of getting it inside in that first. They've lost some of that physical edge here.
This is his 2nd attempt at the line tonight. Anthony's checked in for Corey Joseph. And then for Chicago, Buzelis comes in for Nikola Vucevic. And it's Dosunmu in for Kobe White.
Well, look, Banchero's a guy who can put the offense on his back, and sometimes he can do it for long stretches.
Now here's Giddey. No scoring in this one. Over Suggs. Giddey, no good.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
Count that one. The Bulls' lead has been cut down to 2 on the bucket from Suggs.
And I like the fact that he really was unfazed by that scoreless first quarter, and now you can see him getting into a rhythm.
From downtown. And so it looks like the Bulls will retain possession here. And let's now take a look at some of the numbers for Nikola Vucevic.
And the stat to look at is his steal total over the last 5 games. He's been focusing more on his defense, trying to be a disruptor, and it's made them a lot tougher on D.
And Billy Donovan decides to call timeout. He's going to have a discussion here on the sideline. Bulls checked in for Tre Jones. Now, here's Dosunmu. He's defended by Wagner. To the middle, here's Collins, and finished off by Collins.
Those plays can make a difference in a game like this.
Well, you know it's going to fire up, Greg, everybody on that bench.
And, guys, you cannot allow that in a close game. You have to make it harder than that.
Here's Wagner. After Chicago picking up a basket just moments ago. Just 4 to shoot. Banchero, and finished off by Banchero.
And this is what everyone wants to see. Banchero is attacking without hesitation on the offensive end.
Suggs with the steal. Banchero, a screen on Giddey. Puts up a 3. And it's Suggs missing. Chicago's gone for the three-pointers 7 times here in the second and been successful 3 times. Collins, a screen on Anthony to the inside. And finished off by Collins.
And you got to clog up any passing lanes around ball, especially in that pick and roll. He knows how to slice the D apart in those sets.
Now here's Anthony. Looking at his numbers, he averages a bit over 9 points a game. Wagner outside. Pass to Banchero. Over Buzelis. And it's Banchero missing.
Oh, this is exactly the kind of opportunity you don't want to waste.
Ball no good. The Magic trail by 4. Anthony right side. That 3 off the mark. And Shams, what an absolute delight it has been having you courtside with all of us tonight. Thank you so much for taking time to join us. It has been a true pleasure.
Thanks so much for the invite. I can't wait to do it again sometime. I'm honored. I'm privileged.
Oh, we are going to hold you to that. Thank you again. Always so much fun to have Shams join us. No one with a better pulse on the NBA.
Man, Shams is always the first guy to know about the big moves around the NBA. Love hearing what he has to say.
Here are the Magic now. The Bulls getting their last shot to go.
And out of pick and roll, Carter does a great job of positioning himself for catch and finish opportunities.
There's 42 seconds left in the first half. Collins a screen on Suggs. Here's Giddey. No good on the triple.
You know, he might want to think about deferring for a while. He's had his chances this quarter, but just not able to convert.
Out of bounds, Orlando takes possession. Orlando making some changes. Harris comes in for Carter. And it's Anthony Black in for Jalen Suggs. And so it's Anthony bringing it up for the Orlando Magic, trailing by 4. So it's off to Brooklyn after this game as they have the Nets to look forward to. They hit the road with that, the first of a 5-game run.
Well, Anthony is a creative scorer and knows how to get the defense off balance.
And he's got his first free throw of the game. And the first one drops.
And working, Kevin, themselves to the line here in the second. A nice way to get your offense going.
So Anthony nails both of them.
Well, we all know Cole Anthony can score the ball, but he deserves more credit for his defense. He's a high-energy player who likes to make things difficult for opposing guards.
Here's Giddey. And the last shot before the buzzer is off. So that'll be it for the first half. Fairly even battle underway in this one. Bulls out front, up by 2. And a chance now to send it over to... Thank you, David. And we'll be right back after halftime to start the third quarter. See you in just a bit.
Come one, come all. The 2K halftime is here, and so's our breakdown of the upcoming schedule. Let's check it out. And something out of left field for you guys.
Ernie, left field, this is not baseball. This is a basketball show.
So it's like from the backcourt, maybe like from the corner?
Okay, let me do this over, okay?
Yeah, because I'm kind of lost.
From the opposite end. Oh, wait, we ran out of time for the segment. Can't even ask the question now.
See,
Too
Kenny?
bad. Let's switch gears to the Chicago Bulls. They're in a tight one after the first half.
I love the depth of this team, man. Their subs have been huge tonight, giving them a scoring punch that they've needed most.
And credit their coach for a rather liberal substitution pattern. He mixed and matched beautifully in that first half. Thank you for being with us. Now let's send it to Kevin Harlan for the second half tip.
And after a fairly even first couple of quarters, the second half could turn out to be a great one as both teams try to gain an edge. You know, Paolo Banchero, guys, has been exceptional.
In those first 2 quarters, he was pretty much an automatic bucket getter if he got it down low on the block.
Reminds me of the good old days. Feed it to the big and let him work.
And Greg, you talk about toughness, the compete factor. How does a team create that culture?
Call it critical mass when you have the entire organization and enough players committed to that kind of effort. Everyone has to meet that level.
Wagner and Banchero are the forwards. In the backcourt form, it'll be Suggs and Caldwell Pope. And it's Carter in at the 5 spot. That's who's out there for Orlando. Jones looking for an opening. The tray. Orlando grabs the miss. Carter's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Here's Suggs. And the bucket is good. 3-point play chance here for him.
Oh, what focus from Suggs. Refusing to let the hit throw him off.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
On the free throw, no good. Well, Coach Van Gundy, you spent a number of seasons with the Orlando Magic franchise. And looking back at that time, what stands out?
Well, Kevin, what stands out for most coaches in jobs, we actually won a lot there, and the winning stands out. I coached a great group of players, inherited not only talent, but guys of high character. It was winning, and it was fun.
You did a lot of winning down there.
We did.
Here's Buzelis, and then Buzelis with the dunk.
And doesn't take much to get Buzelis up to the rim. He just pops off the floor and is right there.
A 3-ball. And it's Banchero missing. Chicago leading. Here's Jones. Lays it up and banks it in. Jones has got 18 points.
That's the kind of aggressive and assertive play they need as we get closer and closer to crunch time.
Pass to Caldwell Pope. That one is good. He's only missed 1 shot of his 6 taken on the floor.
Well, when you watch everything Caldwell Pope does, it's possible he's still a little underrated.
Suggs against Jones. Here's Buzelis, and it's off from 3-point range. Orlando, they've gone 3 of 5 to start the second half, developing a nice rhythm out there. Well, there's a unique profile for Wendell Carter Jr., a tremendous rebounder and shooter, and now he's playing on a pretty good team, and he's a big reason why.
He sure is. Look, he's really big at 6'10", 270. All right, top 20 in the league in rebounding and effective field goal percentage. Can shoot the 3. Great blend of size, skill, and toughness.
And that one falls for Carter.
Well, look, this is a guy who uses his physicality to get to the stripe. Carter Jr.'s a big kid.
Carter hits them both. So, Stan, let me take you back to the 95-96 NBA season. It was your first year as an NBA assistant. And, of course, the Bulls winning 72 games in that season. Unbelievable.
They were incredible, but one of my great memories in that season, the day of the trade deadline, we sent out 5 guys, brought in 5 new guys. We had to play the Bulls that night. Only one of those players made it in. We had only 8 guys available, some guys who had hardly played for us. Rex Chapman had an unbelievable game, and we beat Michael Jordan's Bulls on that night.
Oh, what a great story. Wagner kicks to Suggs. Over Jones. That's good from Suggs on the assist from Wagner. Suggs has got 4 this quarter.
Oh, terrific move offensively from Suggs. He is locked in on that shot and finishes.
And Billy Donovan decides to call timeout. He wants to regroup and go over the strategy. Kevin Huerter, he's checked in for the Bulls. Well, it's been a heck of a recent stretch for these guys. The centers and power forwards averaging the most points in their position in the last 10 games. The 4th spot is held by Paolo Banchero.
You know, there are different styles among those big men, but they have one thing very much in common. They can dominate offensively. Face up or back to the basket, they can get it done.
Yeah, and what jumps out at me from these guys is the amount of skill they all have on offense. They can go at you so many ways.
And you can tell he's looking for his shot. He just believes in it.
Well, yeah, and the defense is going to have to respond to that and chase him off the arc.
Carter, the pass to Wagner. Clock at 6. Taken away by Williams. Pass to Herter. Outside Williams. And some nice ball movement here by Chicago. Here's Jones. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. Stan, we talk about this every night. So much great young talent coming into the NBA. Is there one player, though, in particular, who right now stands out to you?
Well, I'd have to say, Kevin, Victor Wembanyama. I don't know that we have ever seen a guy of that size do the things that he does. Now, you can say, well, what about Nikola Jokic? Well, Nikola Jokic, first of all, is not Victor Wembanyama's size.
Right.
And then Victor's handle and his length, the guy's incredible. He's going to be the face of the NBA for a long, long time.
The Magic making a switch here. Joseph's checked in. And so Jones nails both of them. In terms of defense, Greg, the Magic have taken some big steps forward.
Oh, they really have. It was a focus for them last season, and it has paid off. They were the kind of team nobody wants to face, and it led to their first playoff berth since 2020.
The Bulls leading by 4. Vucevic setting the pick for Jones. Pass to Vucevic, and the foul on Wendell Carter. That'll be his second foul of the game. Vucevic, the pass to Williams, and that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Banchero. Jones against Joseph. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Gets it to fall. The bucket from Herter. Herter's got 8 points.
Well, he can beat you in a lot of ways. Very challenging to defend.
Now a timeout called by Orlando. You know, Stan, I've always thought that your path, kind of like Billy Donovan's, going from the college game to the pro game, both enjoying success, very, very similar paths.
Except for one thing, Kevin. Billy could actually play. I couldn't. So, you know.
Well, you're not being fair to yourself now. Come on.
Billy was a great college player. And I think, Kevin, Billy Donovan's the most underrated coach in the NBA. This guy's a surefire Hall of Famer. Back-to-back national titles in college. And then you look at the consistent success he has had in the NBA with teams. This guy is as good as anyone in the country, heck, anyone in the world coaching basketball.
Well said. Banchero against Williams. Carter with a screen on Williams. No one near Banchero as he lets it go. Cans it from downtown. Banchero's got 22 points.
And he's got a nice fluid motion on his long-range shots. I think Banchero will be a consistent three-point shooter at the NBA level. Matching baskets from the perimeter, an earmark of today's game.
Yeah, sometimes you get in a shootout like this, but you just hope that you can get a stop first.
Here's White. A three-pointer, no good. The Magic trail by 6. Here's Caldwell Pope. The putback. Great positioning on the putback.
Well, he's just so strong on the glass. This guy, Carter, has the capability of being a double-double guy.
Outside, Jones. Pass to Williams. It's stolen by Banchero. And now Orlando on the break.
Using the speed that time, Caldwell Pope got out ahead of the defense to finish off the break.
Jones, the pass to Herter. Outside Williams, beyond the arc. Drains it from beyond the arc. Williams has got 10 points in the game.
You know, maybe he's not one of the elite sharpshooters, but even still, that's not a shot that D can afford to give him.
Pass to Suggs. Kicks it out to Banchero. A three-pointer off the mark.
Finding space on the perimeter, but he couldn't capitalize.
And count it, the shot is good. He'll go to the free throw line.
Yeah, exceptional play there to take the bump and still get it to fall.
And a moment now to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from here for the Bulls.
Well, they've been hitting threes at a high clip, and the defense hasn't done enough to challenge them at the line. They need to close out and run them off the three.
And you also have to applaud how they've attacked the interior in this game. A lot of points happening for them in the paint tonight.
And that one misses. Stan, I've always admired you. Come from a coaching family. Was there a point growing up you knew you wanted to be a coach?
Yeah, I loved being around the game, and so two things happened that drove me into coaching. Number one, I loved baseball, and I couldn't hit one, so that was out. And I wasn't a good enough basketball player to go on that way, so if I wanted to stay involved in the game, that's when I knew I wanted to be a coach.
But your dad had a little bit of that in his background. I say in a little kind of tongue-in-cheek, right? He was a guy that led the way, and you're interested.
Yeah, my dad coached for over 40 years, and I think he had a great passion for it and always used to tell us that he never actually felt like he worked a day in his life. He loved it so much.
Following in his footsteps, terrific story. And Billy Donovan decides to call timeout. Wants to talk some things over, might be seeing some things to adjust. Here's Ball. Looking at his numbers, he averages a bit over 9 points a game. And there's the whistle. Illegal screen.
And now a quick review at the numbers for Carter. Averaging about 11 points, 8 rebounds, and almost 2.5 steals. And the phrase stats don't lie absolutely applies here. He's been a monster on the court for this team.
Yeah, look, he is truly the kind of player you build everything around. Your plays, your lineups, it's all about setting this guy up for success.
Harris looking it over. Pass to Banchero. Williams with the steal. It's picked off. Here's Black. He's guarded by Collins. He muscles it in through the contact, and they call the foul. And he's on his way to the free throw line. The Magic have shot the ball well from the free throw line, 8 of 9.
One shot.
And Stan, a positive for the Bulls over the last couple seasons. They've really done a good job of taking care of the ball.
Yeah, Kevin, that's been an emphasis for them. You don't want to beat yourself. So you look up and down the roster, it's a pretty disciplined group, but it's also the kind of thing that can change from year to year.
Pass to Anthony. Now Carter. Harris outside. Shot clock at 5. The Magic need to get a shot off here. And Banchero. Whoops, there's the 24-second shot clock violation, so they'll turn it over. Buzelis is checked in for the Bulls. Dosunmu comes in for Kevin Herter. The Bulls leading by 4. Giddey with it. He's a good contributor to his team, averaging about 10.5 points a game. Here's Black. Carter with a screen on Giddey. Into the lane. A shot by Anthony. Nobody around. No good with the triple. And so it's Ball with it. He brings it up for Chicago. They've led by as much as 10. Orlando's gone a less than productive 2 of 6 from three-point land in the second half. Ball against Anthony. Banchero kicks to Harris. 6 to shoot. Black the pass to Anthony. Buries it from three-point range. Anthony's got 10 points in the game.
Well, from range, Anthony can be pretty consistent, so you really have to keep an eye on him out there.
To the paint. It's stolen by Banchero. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Bulls will take it. Here's an opportunity for us now to focus on some small forwards who play anything but small. The leading shot blockers at the 3 spot. 5th, Buzelis.
Just superb in terms of their athletic defending ability. I mean, all of them. They never give up on a play and do everything they can to challenge each and every shot.
Well, and having that kind of length and activity on the wing, that's really something you need in this league to win at the highest level.
Now, here's Dosunmu. D right on him. Collins hits the jump hook. He's got 8. The Magic trail by 3. Here's Black. Looking at his numbers, he's averaging about 6.5 points a game. And the rejection by Collins. 1:06 left to play in the third. Here's Dosunmu. Black grabs the board. Black's got rebound number 5 here tonight. Stolen by Ball. Here's Buzelis. And then Buzelis with the dunk.
And Ball sets up his teammates. And when they're open, quick to whip it around. One of the best ball movers in the league.
Banchero passes to Anthony. Wagner left side. Back to Anthony. 6 on the shot clock. Carter dishes it to Anthony. Jacks up a 3. The rebound by Dosunmu.
And they need his offense right now, but his shot is just not falling.
Now here's Giddey. He's guarded closely. Fires the 3. Collins. Oh, and the buzzer beater's good. And that's going to do it for the third quarter. Bulls lead by 7. We're going to step aside for just a second, but join us right back here for the start of the fourth quarter. Next. And let's take this opportunity now to show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And he sliced the D wide open with his feed. They had no chance to prevent that basket.
Now that is an elite level dish. What a great passer.
Fourth quarter of action is upon us. Thanks as always for joining us. On the court for Chicago to start the fourth. Dosunmu is out there with Buzelis. And it's Vucevic. Then it's Trey Jones. And it's White in at the 2 spot. Looking for Carter. He gets it there. Here's Anthony. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. 12 points for Cole Anthony.
Tremendous effort getting the steal, then getting the ball up the court.
And for a coach, you always appreciate when you're able to turn a stop into a score.
And the Bulls making a change here. Williams is checked in. The Magic trail by 5. Outside Anthony. Carter with a screen on Jones. Vucevic with the block.
Well, defensively, Vucevic was in great position and times that perfectly.
And Stan, after a few down years, the Magic has been recaptured here in Orlando.
It sure has, Kevin. They've had great draft picks. They have a couple of young franchise cornerstones. They've got size. They've got guys who will continue to improve. This team's got a chance to be really, really good going forward.
And that one misses. And he sinks the second. Hey, Coach, one area the Bulls can struggle with, defending the outside shot.
Yeah, Kevin, they've been very poor the last few seasons on that front. Not closing out, missing assignments. It's strange because they were once elite in that regard under Donovan.
5 on the clock. Pass to Carter. Shoots over Vucevic. The Magic again can't hit.
And they're controlling the boards, Kevin. That's +5 in that category.
And he makes that one.
They're doing a really good job of getting the ball inside and attacking the paint. That's an area they have completely dominated.
Here's Black. Carter with a screen on White. Here's Black. Yep, that one goes.
See, now that layup isn't possible without the help of the pick.
And we're about 2 minutes into the fourth quarter now. Jones finds Vucevic. Back to Jones. The shot's good on the assist by Vucevic. Jones has got 10 points here in the second half.
I know Jones would love to score like this every night. He always has that intensity to his game.
Carter sets the pick for Caldwell Pope. It's stolen by Vucevic. Now here's Dosunmu. He's guarded by Caldwell Pope. Now here's Dosunmu. Vucevic a screen on Caldwell Pope. And it's Vucevic missing. The Magic trail by 9. Wagner with it. He's picked up by White. Kept alive. And it's Wagner missing. For Chicago, they've gone 2 of 3 from the field to get the fourth quarter started. Inside. Vucevic against Wagner. Just 5 on the clock. And got hung up on the dunk. Quite enough elevation there, I guess. Caldwell Pope passes to Black. Goes up high for the two-handed dunk.
Now that's what I call a momentum changer.
Yeah, when you've got a point guard with that kind of spring, no lead is safe.
Yeah, he saw the opportunity to finish with some authority, trying to fire his guys up.
Puts the move on. Here's Dosunmu. Sinks the triple. Dosunmu's got the lead up to 10 now for the Bulls.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Anthony kicks to Wagner. Caldwell Pope outside. Pass to Carter. It's stolen by Vucevic. Dosunmu with it. Now guarded by Caldwell Pope. Williams sinks that one from the post. And it's a 12-point Bulls lead. And Wagner's got the ball here for the Orlando Magic. Carter with a screen on Williams. Here's Wagner. Here's Carter. Count the bucket coming off a perfectly placed assist. That's 12 points for Wendell Carter. The Bulls leading by 10. Outside, Jones. Over in the corner, White. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. Magic have gotten just under 45% of their attempts to drop in the fourth. 4 of 9. Count it.
The defense not putting up any fight on the inside. They've allowed 10 straight points in the paint.
White the pass to Dosunmu. Back to White. Banchero's checked in for the Magic. Suggs comes in for Cole Anthony. And the Bulls making a change here as well. Kevin Huerter, he's checked in for Dosunmu. Here's Vucevic. On the wing, Jones. He's covered by Suggs. Just 5 to shoot. It's stolen by Carter. Suggs looking around. Six to shoot. Slides through for his 7th basket in 11 tries.
Just putting on a show right there. Suggs showing off his creativity.
Vucevic setting the pick for Jones. To the middle. The shot, no good. Good work defensively by Carter.
Well, sometimes it's just not your night. But despite his struggles, they're ahead in the game.
Banchero, that's good.
I'll tell you, they're right in this. We'll see if they can maintain momentum.
Yeah, taking away the lead is never easy. But a rally like this is how you do it.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Jalen Suggs. That'll be his 2nd foul of the game.
And the next one puts him in the bonus.
And that kind of stifling effort on defense needs another look.
Yeah, quick thinking pays off big. What a block.
Caldwell Pope against White. Vucevic a screen on Caldwell Pope. White, good.
Yeah, the D with very little pressure on their perimeter shooters. 3 of the last 5 baskets they've allowed have been from beyond.
Pass to Carter. Wagner outside. Banchero with the ball. He's guarded by Williams. Here's Huerter. That's in. That's his 5th field goal. He's shooting a hot 71%. 5 for 7. Here's Suggs. Wagner with a screen for Suggs. And finished off by Wagner.
The purpose of the pick and roll is to create a shot for someone. Suggs recognized that this time that someone wasn't him.
Jones with the screen on Suggs. Huerter against Suggs. They get it again. Vucevic up and in on the layup. And the Bulls lead by 9.
I'd love to see them impose themselves a little more on the backboard. That's a great way to find confidence. Always a surefire way to get back in the game.
Wagner against Huerter. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
You love to see Carter using his size down there, going right into the defense and earning the foul.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
He's off on the first. And he misses the second one as well, so he is 0 for 2 that time.
Well, he might have been a little passive in the first half, but that's changed. I like this more aggressive approach.
Nobody near Williams. No good from outside.
Well, he hasn't had a great night shooting the ball, but they're in the lead, and that's the only thing that matters.
Stolen by Jones. Pass to White. And that comes off the assist by Jones. Jones has got his 8th assist here tonight.
You got to commend the concentration White showed there. He doesn't get thrown off kilter easily.
Banchero with the ball. Williams picks him up. Here's Jones. There he goes again. That's his 9th straight basket. He's a perfect 9 for 9.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
The Magic called timeout. Ayo Dosunmu is checked in for Kevin Huerter. And with an update from the sidelines, let's check in with David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin. Well, during the last break, I heard Orlando's coach talk to his team. Now, coach really laid into them. He said, we're too loose with it. Tighten it up. These turnovers are going to cost us if we keep giving the ball away. We're better than this. Guys?
Thank you, David. Down low. That's good from Banchero on the assist from Suggs. 26 points for Paolo Banchero. Chicago leading by 11. On the wing, Dosunmu. He's defended by Wagner. On the wing, Williams launches it. Gets the three-pointer to fall. Williams has got 5 points now in the quarter.
Heavy incoming from beyond the arc, a key part of their initiative this entire fourth quarter.
Yeah, it's always a little risky to lean this hard on the three-point shot. But when you're knocking him down, you might as well keep riding it.
Here's Banchero. And they call the foul, so a chance at the line for one more coming up.
And guys, that strength will serve Banchero really well in the league, and we're starting to see signs of it already.
Bruce Ellis is checked in for White.
Behind the lanes. One shot.
Now Jones. Guy, it's a good chance for them to slow it down.
Yeah, they definitely should use some clock here.
To the inside. Stolen by Carter. Pass to Caldwell Pope. Driving to the basket. It's hauled in by the Bulls. Here's Dosunmu. And it's Wagner with the rebound. Wagner's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. It's stolen by Jones. 1:32 left here in the fourth quarter. Over in the corner, Dosunmu. That's in, coming off an assist from Jones. Jones has got his 9th assist in the game now. There's 1:26 left in the fourth quarter. Banchero looking around. I think we know players are not shy about criticizing officiating. Anything you'd try to change or improve with the way the game is called?
Well, I like when the players and the refs get together in the offseason to go over video examples. And I think one thing that's important is you got to have relationships between the players and the officials. And then I think the fans can also then kind of get on the same page. There are going to be missed calls out there. That will never change.
And here's Caldwell Pope. He brings it up for the Orlando Magic. A 12-point game. They get it back, and he uses the glass on the layup. Banchero's got 33 points. There's 37 seconds left to play here in the fourth. Jones kicks to Williams. To the paint. Here's Vucevic. It's deflected.
Well, Suggs is an elite on-ball defender. We don't see a lot of blocks by a guard.
Caldwell Pope outside. Shoots over Vucevic. That shot by Caldwell Pope, no good. And so Chicago takes this one, and by a big margin. This was a very strong showing for him, Greg. Not necessarily a runaway win, but one they'll feel very good about.
And let's face it, anytime you can go on the road and win in the fashion they did, you have to feel good about it.